Hey guys, AlduicS here, and we're back with Season 1, Episode 5 of Arknights Prelude on. Negotiations went well. A cooperative relationship's been formed between Rhodes Island and Lungmen. Permission to move and act within borders has been granted. Sure, a second condition remains unknown and won't be utilized until further notice, and when that plot point comes up, if it happens in this season, I do wonder what it will entail, because it's mysterious as fuck. But with Amiya's addition of clarification when it came to clauses and it must be agreed upon by both parties, it should avoid too much heinous shenanigans. If Chief Wei the Cunning has any intention of doing that, any intention of taking advantage of Rhodes Island and draining him for every drop. Because the city is an economic powerhouse, so it makes sense if they were to try and maybe drain him financially or physically in terms of labor or other factors, because they are a leading expert on oropathy research and a potential for cure. But it's time to combat the reunion movement, because they're here. They're planning to cause chaos, recruit members, because there's a large amount of refugees and illegal people trying to break in and enter Lungmen. Because we got Nisha, one of those people. With Rhodes Island taking her under protection, will it put us at odds with Officer Chen and Chief Wei and immediately put the whole treaty, the contract, into jeopardy? Because Chen wants Misha brought in and more than likely officially arrested for illegal entry, illegal crossing of borders without permission. But with Rhodes Island sheltering her, does that still accomplish the same goal, or are they going to demand her release into their custody? But I can appreciate the Doctor and Amiya themselves just willingly involving themselves in trouble, not even a whole day or even an afternoon after forming official contracts, and just instantly recruiting more people, showing off their infections and stuff like that. Well, Amiya specifically, but y'all know what I mean. And I do appreciate y'all telling me about what it means to be a Draco or a Lung, how it's Western versus Eastern dragons, as well as other snippets of information. I do read every comment. I do my best to respond to them. So if you have any trivia or clarifications, whether big or small, feel free to comment. I do my best to try and understand what the information is presented to me. And for further clarifications, I do not play the game. I've played maybe 10, 20 minutes of it at most when it first came out. Other than that, I got no idea. Completely anime original. It's time, because very excited to see where we go from here. It did seem like maybe Crown Slayer showed up or was overlooking with a weird mask, but that could be possibly someone else entirely. I wonder if we'll see Officer or Chief Wei hop into the action, if Chen will grow as a person in this episode, among other several plot points. But before we hop into the episode, make sure to check out my links down below. My Twitter, my Twitch, my Kitsu, my Patreon. Did an overhaul, so there's more tiers, more benefits, way more worth the money if you choose to pledge to me. If so, it'd be very much appreciated. All my reactions have opening and endings included. Any cuts that I don't deem worthy of cutting out for Patreon as well are there, among other cool content. And I got a Discord now. I did get off my ass and make one after all, so that'll be linked down below. Join the community, chat me up. I'd love to hear from some of y'all. And while you're down there, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified when I upload next. And let's see what other characters will be introduced to. How crazy will this arc get? Can it top Tallulah's entrance? Among other aspects. Seems like an angel, maybe? Yeah, Halo. Can't remember the name of the race. Are they working with the reunion? But they seem to be watching the reunion. What's their stance, essentially? Correct as always. Still like their designs. No true respect just yet. But once you make her acknowledge you, that'll be the point. And we're back. Sorry to pause almost immediately, but what if the coming reunion attack is essentially a city siege? Because they're recruiting more and more people, and eventually they'll have people who turncoat and might open the city borders as well. But you strip them of their supplies, you force them to endure starvation, endure isolation, fear, and it makes the populace rise up and everything. You can bring the tensions between the less prosperous and the prosperous factions of the city at an all-time high, cause some more issues there. Then you the refugee crisis as well, cause all of these issues. And then when you think that the siege just is going to continue forever, then you bring in like Tallulah to blast a hole in and truly pop it off. It'd be a crazy way they would do the attack. But it also could be they might be trying to assassinate Chief Wei, because if I'm not wrong, Chernobog had a lot of its like top staff either killed or working with the reunion movement, and why it was easier to take over the city so quickly, so effortlessly. So maybe they'll target him. It does seem like in the opening that Chen is running ragged, so it could be that she's fighting a lot of different groups of reunion movement, even some more named characters, more mini bosses essentially. If Tallulah doesn't show up, will we have someone on par with Tallulah's strength show up as the final boss for this arc and so on? And how will we combat it? I'm very curious to see what'll happen next. But she's not going to trust LGD. Instantly causing it to... Must be horror stories about their treatment of refugees and illegal immigrants and the infected. Damn it. Already causing issues. The rifts formed. But it's hard to trust someone when you're living life on the run and so on. Oh, but she didn't lie. But she doesn't know the true situation if it's exactly what she's thinking it might be. I mean, yeah, it's only a matter of time. She's a good girl. So we finally get more of you. I like your voice actor, but Exusia? The music that kicked in with her is interesting. It's funky. Penguin Logistics? Oh yeah, she did get eyes on reunion members, yep. Exactly. Not left with much choice, so you can't blame them. But it is terrorism nonetheless, so it's still morally wrong and all that. But when you push a person to a breaking point, what do you expect them to do? Oh, I'm guessing the black outfit. Yep, black outfits indicate casters. All right, nice outfit detail. I like it when series or games will color coordinate different tiers of enemies, especially if it's like the rabble. Still need to learn about Amiya's black arts. It's already popping off. What's so special about Misha? Is it because she's an Ursus? And if I'm not wrong, this is technically outside of the Ursus Empire, but could she be like a long lost princess or nobility of some sort, or her family in of itself is important and they're trying to find her? Very curious about her. Plus, she's just cute enough that I'd like to know more about her. To be fair, she was running around a lot prior, so she doesn't have a whole lot of energy left. Yep, I do like the light wings on her, on Exia. Oh, I might have noticed it prior, but she also has a Amiya also has another band around her neck, so she has them on her fingers and one around her neck, and it's seemingly also like a bracelet. Usagi-chan. Sewers. Oh, I like the fangs with it too. That's really cute. So we're not doing the sewers then, considering she went up. But what is the route then? Kids hiding. Yeah. Misha's injured as well. I need someone to carry her, not gonna lie. Aww. We already have one sickly person with us. What's one more? Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. Sorry, guys. Might be a tad inappropriate, but it's exactly what came to mind. Preaching clear. The lady that's with Texas. So Texas and Exia. Eating that Pocky. Do love me some Pocky. Pizza Pocky's great. Must have recruited in mass from many cities. Exactly what I want to know. Ugh. And I don't know if Chen or Wei would be willing to give up that information, even if they are in a partnership. I like that the text, when the before we hop into whatever's about to go down with the glass breaking, but the text on the phone is actually eligible. Nice touch, because some series will half-ass it and it'll just be scribbles that are flashed for a second or two, or sometimes they're just not translated entirely. But I can appreciate that either it's been translated by this subgroup or it's just like that in the original version. Either way, I can appreciate it. Yoastar continues to build a fantastic series. The set designs so far of the slums, the interiors and exteriors of buildings, the sense of scale for some buildings, and the movement, the way they position some of the characters to indicate the width of an alleyway or so on. It's just the attention to detail blows me away. Flashbang. And Misha was closest to the window. What's the character? Should have expected something to happen. Misha was standing apart from them, even if they aren't a part of the same group. It's the gas mask from the opening. Does she recognize the voice? Who are you? Yep, seems to be the same information. Always gotta check. Is it a relative? The music with this is fantastic. It really builds up the tension, the dread. Very acrobatic. Able to dodge with ease. Oh, the smoke and the gunfire flash. That's great. Day has finally come. The reunion with Misha or the assault on Lungman? Asking the real important questions. Is it literally walking across the tops of build? Nope. Free fall. Truly Assassin's Creed. A leap of faith. But we have two sickly people. Both the doctor and Misha. Doesn't seem like she can fly with those wings. Are they gonna carry him one per, one per? Because Misha does have that leg injury. What's stopping them from jumping? Granted, they'd be in the air and an easy target. So close and yet so far to your goal. I dig Exia's vibe. The playfulness, the lackadaisical, the carefree nature. It's been a fight they just get out of the slums. Needs medical attention, yeah. Or is the infection running rampant? You could only make it worse if you force it. You're caught in the crossfire. Yeah, the path. Your means of achieving your goals. Your morals. Yep, very extremist. The light and the dark coming together. If we were to use the environment as an example. I don't think that sounds pathetic. So Misha is a refugee from Chernobog and not just random a refugee from a different place that illegally entered Lungmen. Both acute and chronic oropathy. Does she have both? The stone's growing out. Oh. So now it's also a race against time. I don't know if they'll agree to that. You may have to oppose the Lungmen. Because they seem to want her for some reason. Feels too easy. Something's about to happen. Not gonna happen. They're gonna intervene. And it'll give away their location, but because she's such a good person, she can't let this slide. Misha of the back, what is your wisdom? Exactly, I love the crude language. I mean, if you're running with the Rhodes crew, obviously it'd come to this. Fucking extremist, though. The light katana's cool. That was resolved sooner than I was expecting. Damn, this commentary, though. The stark difference between the skyscrapers and the mystifying, beautiful city of lights at night and the current situation of the slums. Yep. Yeah. Everyone wants a light at the end of the tunnel. What a line. Oh, and that just made Amiya's day. And we're back. So that was episode 5. And we're back. Only 3 episodes left after this. It's almost sad to say. And we're back. No after credits scene, but never hurts to check, because that could change in the future. But with episode 5 out of the way, only 3 episodes left until season 1 of Arknights Prelude concludes. And with every passing episode, it draws me deeper and deeper into the story, the characters, the world. It makes me want more. So, Yostar, if by some chance you're hearing this, will we get a season 2 announcement? Sure, there's an OVA, the Holy Nightland OVA that came out for an anniversary, and I do plan on making a reaction to that as well. But, I need more. I can safely say, I want more. I feel so invested in the story about Amiya, Doctor, the world. Considering how detailed it is, the passion of the staff and the studio, how could I not want more? It started off with a unique atmosphere, and it's just developed into such a incredible watch, is how I would probably put it best. It made me so happy seeing Amiya's day made with Misha choosing, after everything she learned this episode, coming to understand the reunion and Rhodes Island, the different paths they took, their approaches to situations and stuff like that. Approving of Amiya and accepting her, believing in her. Oh, and then the detail with the eyes and the expression. The facial expressions are on point by Yostar. The staff truly know how to animate them. But the way it kind of just trickled up, the body language changed to reflect the happiness, the pleasure of being acknowledged, that you aren't wrong, that your ideals aren't mistaken. And while everyone else does kind of tease Amiya, at least, as they said, they're glad they roll with her and everything. Because, idolist as they are, they still don't lie about what they can or can't do. They don't flatter you. They'll tell you the harsh reality. And, as I've said, it makes sense why people would join the reunion. Everyone wants a light at the end of the tunnel, something to grab onto, something to guide their way. And the harsher the reality, the easier it is to accept a fantasy instead of coping. Oh. Fingers crossed, though, we will have incredible action scenes next time, because it did build up to some of that, but we didn't get a whole lot of it this episode. So, definitely excited to see how this arc will play out. Will we be at odds with Officer Chen, Chief Wei, Lungmen as a whole, the more powerful individuals of the city? Because right now it's been heavily focusing on these slums and the less fortunate. So are we going to go and flip and then focus more on the prosperous side again and help build up the two sides? Definitely a bit of a social commentary as well with how they're presenting the whole we don't have anywhere else to go. If they take our home away from us, where would we go? We can't leave. And then the issue of illegal entry, the border crossing, and stuff like that, the refugee crisis. Definitely take some inspiration of real world issues, and I don't want to go too far into those, but I can appreciate that it's handled very maturely in this show. It's not immediately wrapped up. There's no solution that will please everyone. It's just like real life. But it does definitely seem that Chief Wei's sitting cozy with his wealth. Or wealth, if I could speak. Forgive me, Stutter's acting up a little bit more today. But wonder if by the end of this arc, after the reunion threats run its course, either repelled or successfully taking down Lungmen, how will the status change? Will the less fortunate be more fortunate and the more fortunate be less fortunate? Essentially flipping the financial status of a lot of people. Will Chief Wei have to get involved into a battle? Are we going to see Chen fight the green-haired dragon lady? Could she be, in the opening, could she be the leader of the LGD or LGB? Whatever the department name is. Still haven't met her, but she seems to be located within Lungmen, based on the visuals we know of. Very cool to meet Exia and Texas. Always love new characters. Can't wait to get new facts about them as well. I always appreciate the comments, after all. I think I like Exia's design more, but Texas's voice actor and personality a wee bit more. It's a real toss-up between them. The gas mask, wonder what their name is, what their relation to Misha is, what's so important about her, because we just found out she was Chernobog, so it makes sense she'd be in the Ursus Empire, the Bear Empire. But what's so important about her? How high up in the hierarchy is this gas mask individual? Are they related? Because she recognizes the voice. Are they related, or are they friends or something like that? Could it be childhood friends? One took one path and one's taking the other. That created a unique relationship, unique dynamic between them, and create all sorts of conflict, which violence may not always be the entire resolution. It may end up sort of peacefully, but then evolving into violence, which would still suck nonetheless. But so far, with what we've seen of Misha, definitely enjoy the character. Very cute. Very interested to see where we're going to go with her and how important she will be, because everyone's gunning for her. Much like Rhode Island, we're clueless as to why. It's been a fight just to leave the slums. If it's like this, wait until we get some actual named characters, some mini bosses showing up, and if Tallulah shows up as well, I don't know how we're going to fight that, because we might need Amiya to go all out with our black arts, which we still need to figure out what those are, why they're so important, what our rings do, and everything. But either way, that was episode 5. Thank you all so much for watching. I don't have much else to comment on or theorize. Very self-explanatory episode, so to say. And definitely a solid episode. I love these build-up episodes, these exposition episodes, even if it's just going from one place to another. But y'all know the drill. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified when I upload next. Check out my links, my Twitter, my Twitch, my Kitsu, my Patreon, and even my Discord. Please support me on all those platforms. Not mandatory, but very much appreciated. Anyways, this has been AlduicS. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.